The coronavirus has rocked global financial markets and is creating some uncertainty about the future of the economy. There can be some fear and confusion that comes from a volatile and unpredictable market like we've seen from this pandemic. So in this video, I want to share with you some things that you can do no matter where you are financially to protect yourself from a possible recession, give you some strategies to navigate the volatilities of a changing economy, and also show you some things that I'm going to do which I hope will make me some money so that I can capitalize on the downturn. Now, there's a lot of fear-mongering and panic behavior that's happening in the world right now, but the purpose of this video is not to give into the hype, but rather give you some logical steps that you can take to rationally give you the best outcome possible. So when we're talking about adapting to any sort of changing situation, it's best to start with what to expect. You can expect hundreds of thousands of people to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button because here on Manifest Money Media, we create videos all about saving money, investing, and all things related to money. Now on to what you can actually expect. As the number of 250,000 infections globally continues to rise, we've seen some pretty unheard of volatility in the market. Just a few days ago, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped nearly 3,000 points, its third highest percentage drop ever. As of today, March 20th, the markets are still violently dropping, down over 30% from their record highs, even after the Federal Reserve announced a massive interest rate cut, and the federal government is working on stimulus packages to rescue small businesses and people who are out of work. To me, it seems like every time the market drops, we see a smaller rebound the next day. Down 8%, up 5%, down 5%, up 3%, something like that. I'm thinking this volatility will continue at least for another few months until we can really figure out how far this thing will ultimately spread and how effective a mandatory quarantine might be. Earlier this week, Donald Trump, along with the CDC, recommended avoiding gathering in groups of 10 or more people. Many states across the country are banning bars, restaurants, and gyms, and a few cities have already gone full-blown shelter in place, which is really just a nice way to say your ass is quarantined. I think that these local and small businesses will close for at least 2 weeks to possibly a couple of months, which all depends on how quickly we can flatten the curve and contain the spread. The survival of these small businesses will heavily depend on the health of their balance sheets, how much cash they have in reserves, and how they can adapt to the changing markets until normal and consistent economic activity resumes. I personally see this playing out somewhere between one of two ways. If everyone takes the quarantine and social distancing pretty seriously and we can eradicate the virus pretty quickly, markets could potentially just pop right back up to where they were while sustaining profit losses of a few weeks or months. However, if the spread of the virus isn't contained properly and efficiently, we could see some serious economic contraction that could last months or even years until markets can recover back to normal. So depending on what industry you work in, you could be anywhere from largely unaffected to completely out of work for weeks or months. A lot of music, service, and hospitality industries are getting pounded by this thing for sure. Here in Nashville, there is a mandatory order from the mayor to close all bars, restaurants, and gyms, and I expect the rest of the country will adopt these same restrictions soon. Tourism will suffer as well. We've seen this with cruise ships, Disney, and even airlines. And if you work for a larger corporation that allows you to work from home, you'll probably be fine as long as this thing is contained within a couple months. So now that we have an idea of sort of the range of what to expect, let's talk about how you can prepare depending on your financial situation. Some people may be pretty well unaffected financially, while others may need to make radical changes to their income and expenses. One of the most valuable things that you can own at a time like this is liquidity, or cash on hand. Cash acts as a safety net and a cushion between you and the fluctuations of the market as long as inflation doesn't get too high. Having a solid emergency fund of 3 to 6 months to cover your everyday expenses in case your income changes or you lose your job can definitely calm the nerves and keep you cool when markets are swinging all over the place. An emergency fund is something that you'll hopefully seldom ever have to use, but it's one of these things where when you need it, you definitely want to have it. Now, if you're looking for financial advice during the coronavirus, chances are you probably don't already have your emergency fund set up, so I'd recommend to start piling up cash as soon as possible. Now, how you're going to build this up depends on your income. If you know that you're going to lose your job or temporarily have a strain on your income, it's definitely time to start figuring out other sources of income for yourself. You can take side jobs, do surveys online from home, sell things you don't use anymore, or flip things online. People are definitely ordering pizzas and takeout right now, so delivery service may be an option as well. If you're a musician and your tours got canceled or venues closed down, I'd start performing on a street corner somewhere that it's legal and take some tips. I used to do that, like all the time. I'd make $100 to $150 on a Friday night singing for a couple hours. Not bad, y'all. Just saying. Amazon has also announced that they're hiring 100,000 temporary employees. I've even seen grocery stores hiring temporarily because of the increase in demand for people hoarding toilet paper. Just try to get as much money coming in from all the sources that are at your disposal. And if you're working on paying off debt, I would recommend switching to paying just the minimums, or in some extreme cases, not pay it at all so that you can stack up some cash. Now, just as much as we're working on the income side of things, I would definitely recommend cutting your expenses as well. This may actually be a lot easier than you think because most of us are just gonna be chilling at the crib for the next couple weeks, or maybe a month, or maybe more. I don't know. It would literally be so easy to cut your expenses down to just groceries, shelter, utilities, transportation, and healthcare. And maybe just like one Netflix subscription or Disney Plus or something. I mean, it's $10 a month. Come on, y'all. Plus, this will give you an idea of the financial benefits for if you reduced your expenses down to the bare necessities in the future. Then once your income goes back up, you'll have a ton of money left over to save and invest. So now you ask, what is Mitchell going to do amidst the coronavirus, and what is he not going to do? Honestly, pretty much nothing different than normal. I'm definitely not gonna panic and sell a bunch of retirement accounts because some super virus is running around the globe. Y'all people really need to calm down. The level of crazy going on right now does not match the intensity of the situation. At least just yet. I'm also not gonna buy up like 144 rolls of toilet paper and run the stores out of hand sanitizer, but I am going to do what I feel is going to best maximize the opportunity that comes with investing in a recession/bear market. I'm currently debt-free, have an emergency fund, retirement and brokerage accounts, and I actually have some cash to play with as well. Each week, I'm going to continue buying the same old broad-based index funds in my Roth IRA and brokerage accounts, and I plan on opening a health savings account soon as well. Now, the excess cash I have laying around, I was planning on using to buy my first rental property/house hack. But given the now over 30% drop in the Dow Jones and S&P 500, I am considering putting some of this money into the market as a way to buy some undervalued stocks that are on sale. Personally, I'm waiting until around the 35 to 40% mark to start buying in, but I gotta tell you, some of these stocks and index funds are looking real good right about now. I would definitely get some super diversified broad market index positions, but also choose some individual companies and stocks that I feel might be undervalued right now, like airlines, travel, and oil. I would hold them in accounts outside of retirement until the market partially or fully recovers to later fund some other investments. This could potentially take several months or even years given the uncertainty of the short-term future of the market, so I wouldn't recommend you buying a big chunk like this unless you're fully prepared to wait a while to use it. Now here in Nashville, I highly doubt that the real estate values are going to change anywhere close to the scale of the stock market. There's already such a large inventory shortage and a strong demand for starter homes and multifamily units. However, I will continue the search for my first house hack/rental property and see if there's any deals that I can get. Now, unfortunately, the coronavirus situation is not all butterflies and rainbows for me personally. In my current industry of high-end restaurants, one of my jobs has already temporarily laid off all of its employees, and my other job has significantly reduced my hours. We're barely getting any customers, and I'm honestly just waiting for the day that they shut their doors until this virus calms down. If the coronavirus gets under control in a reasonable amount of time, like a month or two, I think I'll be totally fine. Both of these companies have strong financials and good balance sheets. I am currently looking at boosting my other streams of income and adding some others as well, because there is a small possibility that I'll just be shit out of luck and both restaurants will just close their doors forever. But I plan on using a lot of this downtime at home to pump out some more videos and work on my online business. I've had a lot going on the last couple months, and I want to continue to be consistent with my YouTube channel. I've definitely learned that in order to help others become the best version of themselves, you have to become the best version of yourself first, and I hope this video was able to help you in becoming the best version of yourself, or somehow help you better handle the coronavirus situation in your own life. Thanks for watching today. Stay safe out there, people, and I'll catch you on the next video.